It could destroy your social life, your financial life. It could destroy your health. Hey there, friends. Coming to you from our not moving castle. Hopefully you can see Calcifer back in the background there. That's our RV that Justin and I lived in for 2 years while we were traveling full time, looking for our next place to live, which I am speaking to you from. Some of you folks said you wanted to see some more of the house. We've done a few episodes, Justin and I, from the couch indoors. I thought I'd come out in the patio today. My apologies if it's a little loud. There's some construction going on and some cars. I am doing my best. That's the thing. You know, anybody who's been in RV parks knows that they are loud with all the buses and RVs coming in and out, the kids playing. The sticks and bricks have their loud moments as well. But anyway, now that we're here at our sanctuary, the Sticks and Bricks abode, I've been really reflective. I've been thinking back on the last couple of years. Now that we've had some time to settle into the new house and work on the rig a little bit and work on the house both. And I've really gotten a lot of clarity about the 2-year trip as a whole, our 2-year mission, as the Star Trek nerds would say. And I wanted to be honest about this. So sometimes people on RV YouTube are doing that as their primary source of income. I am not actually. I am running this YouTube channel, but my entire job is online. I was a person of the online realm for many years before I ever started on YouTube. Our Moving Castle, this channel, was my first channel on YouTube. But since then, I have started a couple more channels. I have one channel that's about doing online businesses and content creation, which is my normal day job. I started primarily with writing and then went into e-commerce and some other media before trying YouTube with this channel and others. So I have my page turner channel, which I talk about business on. And then I also have a channel called Nerdonomic where I do geeky money takes. So the fact of the matter is I have my eggs in a lot of baskets, and I can tell the truth here on this channel without jeopardizing my nest egg at all. Our Moving Castle is a fun project. It's something that got me into making videos because we were doing the trip anyway and I wanted to document it for our family. I had no photography experience, no video experience before we hit the road. So I learned in real time for this channel, and I've tried to be as honest as I can be during that process, and I will continue to do that. So I can speak some truth without really worrying, okay? So with all that in mind, I'd like to talk about whether I think it was worth it to RV full-time for 2 years. Do I think that RVing full-time is worth it for everyone in every situation? Absolutely not. I think it could destroy your social life, your financial life. It could destroy your health. Actually, Justin and I are sort of paying the price health-wise for our decision to RV full-time for 2 years, even though we did the best that we could with it. Now, I think it's going to be a small price, and because of circumstances, I think it will work out. But Justin had mentioned in an earlier video that we did on the couch that he has been having some body aches and pains from being crammed into the small bunk office. Justin, in addition to being a large man, is also very tall. And we were living in a Class C full-time. It's a very large Class C. It was well modified, but you know, having a smaller space does mean that you are more prone to repetitive stress injury and whatnot. Additionally, we did our best to get all of our health checkups as we could. Basically, before we hit the road full-time, we were based in Dallas and we were going to move somewhere else. We were figuring out where. That was kind of our whole mission for us, was to do a relocation and figure out where our next house was going to be, because we suddenly didn't have to live in Dallas anymore. And we're from all over the place. We grew up in different places. I grew up in Maine, he grew up in Michigan, we met in Ohio. Moved to Texas for a job that he had, and then from Texas we moved around for 2 years full-time in the RV. Anyhow, what we would do is every 6 months we would kind of make sure that we were hitting Texas. We would take our cat Ratface to the vet, RIP Ratface, we love you. He actually passed right as we got to the place we are now where we want to build our house, which incidentally is, I should say was, again, past tense is tough, was Ratface's favorite place that we ever traveled. It's another reason we like this place. Anyway, we would go through and we would do the dentist appointments, we would do the vet, we would do our checkups and things. We weren't always the best about going in, getting labs, going to the doctor. I frankly missed a mammogram. I'm having to go in and do that. You know, it became very easy for us because we are relatively healthy to focus on things like the dentist, like the vet, and to do less of the stuff that we should have. We certainly tried. It was difficult sometimes because we were also trying to balance these trips with meeting up with our friends, with our work schedules. Yeah, it was hard. And we are actually two very healthy people in our early 40s. I can't imagine if you were in your golden years and had a lot of health issues. It could be very, very challenging to travel full time and make all your appointments. A lot of doctors won't do telehealth. I will say that it's easier than ever before to transfer care from state to state, but it really also depends on your insurance. Our insurance was kind of state locked. We were able to do it very easily in Texas, but when we went other places, we weren't covered the same way. Now that we are in the Pacific Northwest, we have moved it to the state we're in. I actually spent the last week making 3 different sets of new patient appointments for both myself and Justin. I was able to do it, but it was a lot of catch-up work, and it's going to be a while getting caught up on everything. So we did pay that price. Thankfully, I think we're doing okay. Justin is mostly sore. I have fingers crossed that I don't have anything come up on my labs. Either of us, really. We probably have gotten away with it. If we haven't, we will do everything we can to catch up all of what the labs find. So that's really the first piece of it. I think that was the bigger thing. I think, again, if you are somebody that needs to see people that you love in person on a regular basis, it's going to be really hard on you. We were lucky in that we have friends everywhere. We've traveled a lot, period. So we are used to seeing people when we see them and doing a lot of virtual meetups like Zoom and emails and Discord and just chatting with our friends when we can virtually and then seeing them. And we're also lucky that we really like each other. We like each other's company. I think I would do it again, but with caveats. And I would have to have a specific reason that I'm doing it. So this time we were doing it to relocate and find the house. It worked beautifully for that. We found exactly where we wanted. We actually lived stationarily. We parked one place in an RV park in this area for about 6 months while we figured out what we wanted to do for the house purchase. We had all the time in the world to actually wait for something that dropped to a price point we liked. We found a good sale listing. We saved as much money on the house as we did on the trip because we had that housing flexibility, and we got to do a really cool trip. I mean, you guys, corporate relocations can be really, really expensive. You know how they give you a big budget for that? The RV was worth it simply for that. And it actually only came in a little bit more than the apartment that we had in Dallas. And we were traveling all the time. We stayed in nice RV parks. We did things like go to Disney World for a couple of weeks. We did everything we freaking wanted to. So for us, it was fantastic. And we still have the RV. It's here. It's a nice, like, kind of little casita guest house. We're fixing it up from the long wear and tear on the road. Going to do some local trips in it. Eventually, we'll probably venture out again and do a long trip and go see all our friends all over the place and work. We might do that for like a month or two. Really, right now, it's sort of a money thing because we're trying to pay for the house, and we've had a lot of repairs that we want to do, repairs and upgrades at our house. And so right now we're kind of catching up on the medical stuff, working on the house, that sort of thing, letting ourselves get bored, meeting friends in this area. We have a few friends that we grew up with that moved out here. Like I said, we're from everywhere, so that works out. I will say that whether RVing is the right thing for you depends on what your mission is by RVing. So I've talked to a lot of people whose mission is to save money and to have it be as low touch and as comfy as possible while they are doing so. You know, with creature comforts, with all the hookups, with electricity, water, sewer. And they want it to be like a house or apartment, but also to move a lot. And frankly, that's a lot to ask out of the current RV park market. If you want the creature comforts and to not pay out of the nose, you have to usually stay at an RV park long term. The nicer ones, the safer ones can still be pretty expensive, you know, even if you're stationary. The more you move, the more the sites cost. Boondocking, which is camping without hookups whatsoever, can be really cheap or free, but it also takes a lot of work and it can be very uncomfortable. And I've done some videos on the Bureau of Land Management land, or BLM land, and about some of the reasons why it's getting to be less of a good option that I will link below if you want to watch after this. You know, it's a tough time. RVing has gotten more popular since 2020 when a lot of people went remote, and because of the rise in demand, the cost is also going up. So it is a lot trickier to do. Not to say that you can't, but there's usually a trade-off there with comfort, with how fast you move, how safe it is, and what it costs. So definitely go in with your eyes wide open and realize that unfortunately, there's no such thing as a free lunch in this world. Though some people are very clever and have gotten some really good deals. We didn't do that more because for us, the trade-off with the money we would have saved would have compromised our jobs. We both have jobs where the harder we work, the more money we make. So for us, our time was better spent maximizing our income. But I will say that I have no regrets. I'm really glad we did it. And for us, we got to have the trip of a lifetime while relocating to our perfect house, the next place we wanted to live. And it was fantastic to do it while traveling in an extended way. Anyway, welcome to our new sanctuary. Justin has a bunch of projects he wants to do as well, and I'll be talking to y'all on the regular. We've been quite busy, but it's all been worth it. It's all been great. Thank you so much for being with us during it. Anyway, it's been great talking to you as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.